Good day, eh? Saturday morning. Gonna go out and do some welding on a H7 head on the lower knife, delimbing knife. It's just a temporary fix to get the guy back, or get the spring breakup. So the video you're gonna see, I guess, is gonna be my wife watching me do a little welding. So nothing special. Just gonna do a little fix it up, get it together so he can keep cutting. And in a couple of weeks, spring will be here and they'll be mudded out. So watch and enjoy me actually working. It's always a bonus when I get to work. Okay, watch. Well, as I explained in the shop, I'm going to go out and do a little welding on the harvester head knife, the lower knife, starting to peel away. Got to make it last for a couple more weeks. Okay, so that's what we're up to. Just heading out now. 11 degrees, 12 degrees. Nice winter. Last year there was a record. It was, what the heck was it? I just saw it. It was 55 degrees on this day. February, what is it, 23rd?
24th.
It's 24th. So they were all out of the woods last year already. All the loggers, because it had thawed out so early. We're hoping they got 3 or 4 weeks left. Probably not, but wishful thinking, you know.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Can I give a shout out?
I don't care. Yeah.
Shout out! Hey, happy birthday, Adia. Love you.
Okay. See you later. Tacked all the way through and all the way around. We just tacked it together so it'll hold, so I can grind it. All right. No, it's just every Saturday we're working on something in the woods. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. So I'm grading through trees today, you know. Yeah. Or something. You? Awesome. Did we do that last time? Yeah, you did that. Okay. I'm gonna really try to make this last forever. It ain't gonna be just terrible. I mean, you know, it's hard. Hey guys, while I'm editing this video, I got a few tips and comments. Before you watch the rest of it, I'm going to stick this in here in the middle somewhere. I want to do a little explanation of what's going on there. The crack that I'm looking at on that particular knife, and I drew a little picture of the knife. The crack, you can see, goes, this is the vertical section or the knife edge. Okay? And the crack was clean through here, and this is the tube which has the shaft and the bushings. On the opposite side there's the grease fitting. So this is pivoting on the shaft that holds the feed roller arm and the knife, and it's typical. It cracked through there because actually the tree is coming down and shearing the limbs here, and it's just an extreme amount of force. And I know on some of the newer models or whatever, we could change this to a cast or a forged piece. I don't know which it is, if it's cast steel or forged. They've eliminated some of that problem. But in this case, you know, it's been on there since 2008 or whatever, and this will be the second time I welded it. This time when I got there, it was completely sheared off. This piece was actually independently floating from the what I call the boss. And so when you look at a job like this and a repair like this, you want to get, when I say 100%, here's your piece of iron. Okay, better than that. I grind in from both ways or from one way 100%. So if that crack is right here, I've got a bevel that wide. I grind and I grind and I grind. Here I grind all the way back till I can darn near see the grease and get the grease out of the way. The grinding helps burn that crap out of the way, and that's what I do when I say 100%. That's the only way to do it, and do it properly. You gotta get that full of new material. This technique is not uncommon. Guys, just if you go out in the woods and you think you can lay welds over the top of it, you're sadly mistaken. It won't last. I see this all the time. This is just advice for people out there. I see people put plates. They never grind underneath. They never repair the weld underneath. They think, hey, I'm just going to put a plate on top. Doesn't work. It never works. It works for a while. Looks good, maybe. But you got to get that crap out of there. You got to get down to the bare bones of that crack. So in this particular instance, it took me more than likely double the time that I have in the video for grinding, excuse me, versus welding. The welding, my wife just kept watching me, and she likes when I weld, apparently. Whatever. So grinding is crucial. Joint prep is crucial. Get that clean. Get that grease out of there. You can see that I had some fire going on in there, and a trick with the wire feed. You got inert gas coming out of that hose, and you can see I'm sitting there going like this. I'm just putting out the little fire. It's grease coming from up above and whatever. But you got a little bitty fire extinguisher right in your hand for the most part. It ain't going to work for big stuff, obviously, but stuff like that. Let's see what else I have on my list. You also notice when I'm welding, you'll see me, or you'll hear the engine drive kick up. In order to get a hot start on my welds with that engine drive and the remote wire feed, you won't even see me do it, but I'll hit the trigger, boom, the engine RPMs come up on my Miller airpak, and gives me a hot start every time. And the same thing with the if you watch my technique, I don't start and stop. There's only 2 start points on that thing, and one is on the top at the knife where I started, and I worked my way all the way around the back where I could access it from the other side, and I did all of that one side, and then I came back, and it's just natural for me. You watch me, either I'm moving the arm or I'm moving around in one fluid motion. I'm not stopping every, I guess that's me. I've experienced that doing it so for all these years, but those are some of the tips I've got for you. And in that last bit I explained the grinding part. On the square edge you will get what they call stress risers. So right here on this edge I radius the corners. You fill this up with weld, and you just, when you're all done, let's say this is the front edge, you just round over that corner. Give it a round over with a sanding wheel all the way down across that weld, and that'll help eliminate further cracking, or a place for it to start from that impact. In the business we call it stress risers. And so that's it. Now I hope you watch it all the way out to the end of the video. We spent a good lot of time on it, and hopefully you learned something from it. This is actually a teaching tool as much as it is fun. So I hope some of you guys take away. I use a 777 wire, which is made by, it used to be Hobart, Trimark, now it's owned, I don't know. What it is an all position flux core wire, 045 with a 75-25 mixed gas. I'm running 26, 28 volts, 275 inches per minute on the wire feed. And that's how I fix most of this. This is that 777 is actually 70S in the American standards for 70,000 tensile strength. And now these newer heads are starting to get a little higher than that. So I've been contemplating going up to the 80s and above, depending on the application. So like I said, I hope you watch it to the end. If you do, great. If you don't, and there again, I'm going to start doing a few more of these. The Ponsse machine that's in the shop is going to be quite an extensive repair, and I'm going to try to put out a series for the welders and the repair and how to do it properly as best I can and as detailed as I can. So I hope you enjoy. I hope you spread this around. Subscribe. The subscriptions are going up. The watch rates are going up. I really can't say enough. I appreciate that stuff from you guys all over the world. It's just cool. I can't say it enough. So enough. I got another 8 minutes here to put on this video, so it'll be plenty long. Alright, I hope you watch the whole thing through and through, and it's good information, it's good viewing, and at least that's my opinion. Okay, thanks again. Continue on. you don't get stress risers. You know, it'll crack again with the sharp edge. That's all. Just gotta blend it in. Can I put the pin back in? Got that bolt, Pete? Oh yeah, you got that bolt, guy? Just trying to teach people that. Maybe I'll keep that. There we are, all done. Just got to show you a little bit of what I did. If you notice in the video, I don't know how much she got in there, but I did 100% weld all the way around, best I could, without getting into the grease and where the bushing was. And here I did this to relieve the stress risers. So, this should last him a good long time, I hope. Maybe we don't ever have to change this thing.